others. It's all about giving. That's what we're here for. Drama 7.
Hey, hello everyone. Good evening.
Hi everyone.
Howdy, folks.
Hi. What a great video there. Update from
That was great.
Mary and Lori too. Lori and David collaborated on that one. That was great.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, nice.
Andromeda 7, everyone. My name is Teresa D'Antone, and I'm going to fill in tonight for Crystal. Sister Crystal isn't feeling well, so if you all could send her your intents for healing and comfort, would be greatly appreciated. So I'm going to do my best to fill in her shoes tonight. We have a great show lined up here tonight. And for the first time this evening, we have a friend from Australia, Mandi Moo, who's giving her debut here tonight. Mandi's going to show you her magic. Her magic.
Moo, Mandi, moo.
Right. Cajun's back this evening to help us determine who our lucky winners are. We've got 4 winners we're pulling tonight out of the hat for, it's actually out of this fairy village thing that I'm going to be giving out. I got all the names in here in paper to pick the 4 lucky winners from the generous donations. And we thank all of you who participated in donating to the food pantry program. Greatly appreciated. And keep them coming if you can in the future. All right.
Thank you.
And we have Karen, Queen of Quartz, is here with us again tonight. Hi, Karen.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Karen's got a lot of experience here dealing with these crystals and these gems, and she's well aware of the process that Mandi's using and might be able to add some value to that conversation. Trina, welcome, Sister Trina. Always a pleasure.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Trina.
Always a pleasure. Julianne is here. Hi, Julianne. Another Australian. We're being outnumbered by Australian.
Yay!
I love my awesome sisters.
I don't think so.
Yeah. They live in paradise, and I live in Maryland, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And Brenda,
I've got some to share later.
Hi.
Okay. Hi, Brenda. Thank you for
Hi,
coming.
everyone.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi.
And we have Brian Lunsford, the illustrious Brian Lumford, who never causes any trouble anywhere he ever goes. I'm telling the truth. And of course, Lori, our technical manager and bus driver who makes all this happen. Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work. She has been at it for 2 days straight on this, plus more time on the video piece. So we greatly appreciate all the effort you put into it, Lori.
No problem. It's
Couldn't do it without you.
Yes.
And if you tick her off, she'll pull the plug and there'll be no show. So all right. And hello to folks in chat. We have Kaz Hawk, Barry Chad.
Hey, Kaz.
Barry, brother.
Oh, good.
Himself, Nina, the Mystic. And David Barry, our brother.
Oh, David.
What's up, Dave?
He's sitting here right now watching us like this. He's been working all day. And we have David Castle. Hi, David. Got to get you on here sometime.
Oh, hi, David.
Let's see. Big Al Ciriello. He's actually over. He actually has a solid connection, so maybe we can bring him in a little later. Say hi. Let's see. We have, who else? Did I miss anybody? Let's see. Sarah Horton. Hi, Sarah. She's always so sweet in the chat room.
Sarah.
Spreading the love, like she always does. Mary Wins. Welcome, Mary.
Hey, girl.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, girl.
Love you too, sweetheart. We're going to get her in here too. She's working on
Yes,
some
we need
fun.
to. Absolutely.
She's got some good stuff coming up soon.
Oh, yeah.
There's Sister Kelly. Hey, Kelly. Good to see you tonight.
Kitty cat.
Sister Audrey. Audrey's in there. Audrey Roden. Hey, Audrey.
Hi,
All right. And my sister Michelle, right? Michelle Cannon Free.
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Meet, a.k.a. Michelle My Bell Cannon Free.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah. And let's see. Anybody else up here? Let's see. Oh, also Mick Free. Isn't that Mick Free?
Ah, Nick, welcome. Good to see
Yeah.
you.
Well, that is Michelle
Nick.
Free. That's another All right, love you guys, and if I'll catch the rest of you later as you're rolling in. But I wanted to give a real quick background first on bismuth, which is the material that we're going to be talking about tonight. Hang on just a second. My notes scrolled while I was talking. Blah, blah, blah. All right. So I did some research on this because I'm not at all familiar with bismuth. And I know that these guys will give you a better update. But for those of you who aren't as familiar with it, it's been in use since ancient times. It was previously confused with both lead and tin. Bismuth is a brittle, crystalline, white metal with a slight pink or red tinge to it. It has a thermal conductivity that's lower than any other metal except for mercury. It has an unusual property in that, like water, it expands when it freezes or cools down. Then you'll find out what happens when it cools down. Because it's a crystalline structure, you can induce electric effects such as converting movement or heat into electricity. Add a piece of metal to the surface of any crystal, for that matter, and see what happens. The key or technique in breaking the symmetry of the crystal structure, all those symmetrical patterns, and altering their molecule. So there's two effects that you can get: the piezoelectric effect, in which movement is converted to electrical energy, and vice versa, or when you get the pyroelectric effect, where you add heat and convert that heat into some type of electrical energy. And you'll see what Mandi's doing with the heat. She's a hot mama, right? The use of bismuth in ancient alchemy is relatively unknown, but they do say they have some samples where it may have been used as early as the 1400s. Karen, you can add to that later. And it's been postulated, though, that both the Americans and the Germans were conducting, of course, all these neat experiments, including time travel and space travel, using bismuth as some of their material. I didn't know this until I talked to Mandi today, because I thought it wasn't used during World War II, but it was, and before then too. The Nazi bell, remember the Nazi bell experiment?
Mm-hmm.
That was like, some people thought it was a spaceship, other people think it was some type of a time machine to transport you somewhere else. They were using the bismuth to make that happen. And then in the Navy, I'm sure most of you have heard about that Philadelphia experiment. Remember that movie that came out?
Mm-hmm.
That was in 1943 on a Navy destroyer ship called the USS Elgin. It was using, they were experimenting with Einstein's theory of unified field theory, where you could bend time or change the nature of space and time. They thought they could teleport. And they had apparently opened a vortex with that ship, and its crew suddenly disappeared. Supposedly they traveled back in time for a brief period, rematerialized about 200 miles away from Philly in my local Virginia Norfolk naval station, and then they rematerialized back in Philly. Now, supposedly when they rematerialized, they had a few crew members whose body parts had fused with the metal of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not that's true or not makes for a great story, but the truth is, I can believe it, because if you're...
Can I add a little to that, Teresa?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's two brothers that jumped.
There you go.
They somehow knew that the portal or whatever it was going to open, and they knew to jump. So they jumped off the ship when it was going through that transmutation, and they time traveled, and they ended up in 2300.
Yeah. See, now my brother-in-law works for the United States Navy. He's pretty high. Well, he did. He's past. He was probably, I would say, when he was in the civilian, he was the highest civilian ranking. And I asked him, "Can you tell me?" And some things were not declassified, but the things that were everything leads me to believe that it was true story, even though he couldn't come out and confirm it 100%. He knew those guys.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he
those
knew
guys explained it thoroughly.
The kids of
maps and everything. Really good. Those two guys explained it thoroughly. The new map of the United States, but you got to keep in mind that's just one timeline.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly, Brian.
But the catalyst for all this was bismuth.
Bismuth.
Right.
And Jules and I have been playing around with that a little bit today, so we'll talk about that a little bit later, the significance of that, because it'll blow your socks off. So today it's used in a lot of pharmaceuticals, including the Pepto-Bismol, fire alarms, sprinkler systems, extinguishers, solders, other alloys and pigments. It's also used as a catalyst for producing rubber. And I think it has sentience of some type. I think it's very much alive. And I think it does help create portals and gateways, and you'll find out why later. I really do believe that. So tonight, Mandi's going to show her process for transmuting all these the substance of bismuth into these beautiful, colorful crystal formations. And we have an introductory video for Mandi before she jumps into everything. And before we do that, Brenda has a message for the group. Go ahead, Brenda.
Thank you. It's funny you're talking about crystals tonight. I was looking on some of that stuff, and this was a quote that I had found from Tesla. And he said, in a crystal, we have clear evidence of the existence of a formative life principle. And though we cannot understand the life of a crystal, it is nonetheless a living being. And so I thought that was interesting. But I also have a little poem. I like Margaret, yes. So I've got to go ahead and say that. But I thought that was interesting about the crystal.
Very good.
Okay. My little point tonight is about hope. It says, hope is the clear window that allows light and new possibilities to shine through. Kind gestures, words, love, and beauty open those windows. Like a warming sun, hope can bring us back to life. Be someone's window. So that's for tonight. And thank you all. And I hope you all had a great day. It was beautiful here.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank
you so much, Brenda.
Thank you so much. Love you.
Love you too. Y'all have a great show.
That was interesting about the crystal. Thank you for
Thanks,
sharing.
Brenda.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sweetie.
Wow, that's really interesting. So even Tesla was going to say there were sentient beings as well, each crystal.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I believe it. I believe it.
Oh, yes.
When we get to the round table, we can get into it a little bit. Okay, so we have Mandi's showcase, and she's going to show a little bit of her process and her products, and then she's going to give us a live demo at 1.2 tonight, right? Ooh. All right, so can we cue up her video or?
Done.
All right, in this video. All right. That was cool.
Awesome.
Thank you, Lori and Mandy and others for helping to put that together. Really appreciate it. Excellent video.
It's awesome.
And folks in the chat room, we just added in Tania Rose showed up, and Rocky Stucci from Rocky Stucci Media.
Rocky, my
Hey, Rocky.
favorite alternative show.
That's right.
I love Donna Fiducci. I love it when you have her on, and Mozzarella as well. Love it.
And brother Darth joined us. And if I've not gotten anybody yet, just so you know, we're talking about transforming and working with bismuth metal into crystal, and that what you were just seeing was the process for doing that. So I'll turn the floor over to you, Mandy.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Just first off, so they were my creations. Apart from one in there was just the unicorn skull with the crystals. That's an artist I work with. Her name is Tracy Jane Barnes, and she does amazing work. So apart from that, all the crystal lamps and things like that. But yes, tonight's about the bismuth. So
yeah.
So the bismuth I created. Oh,
there you go. Whoa!
There you go.
Whoa,
Did you create that tonight?
It's awesome.
Wow.
So I made this the other night when I was speaking with Trina.
Okay.
That was the end product that we got.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Now you see they're geometric shape, like pyramids. Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
You're infusing the frequency to get different colors, aren't you?
Yes, I'm actually using frequency. I'm actually playing with frequency to try and get different crystalline structures, because I had noticed, that on days where the Schumann resonance was low, I was not getting as good crystalline structure.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Okay.
Great.
Wow.
And that's what I did when the Schumann resonance was at its normal, 7.8 hertz, and then it jumped up to about 13, I think, and then I got this.
Wow.
Oh, so see,
Yeah.
growth is more significant with a higher Schumann frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was talking to Trina, and she suggested playing it Mozart at 432 hertz. So I exposed it to Mozart, and what I got again was a completely different crystalline structure.
Wow.
Wow.
It's just awesome.
Amazing. Isn't that something?
Can you
it
zoom in
is.
on that, Lori? Can you zoom on any of those?
I can show you some of the slide. Here, let me show you a slide that might make it easier. So you can see how this changes with the frequency, the colors, the shapes, everything. This is quite fascinating. We spent the last couple of days really talking a lot about all of this, and she can tell it a certain color. She can make it do whatever color she wants. It's almost like this metal listens to frequencies, right, Mandy?
Everything, yes, everything. It does, definitely. So that's the crystal I showed you when it was high, when the Schumann resonance shot up. Yeah, so there's Mozart.
That's the Mozart, yeah.
432 hertz. And then I started playing with some higher frequencies. So I think the next one along is, okay, so I started playing with higher frequencies,
Oh, look at that.
1185 hertz. And that's what so it created a much more complex crystalline structure, and even some of the structures I noticed. So this is very structured, but it's very flat.
That screams sentience to me.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So
now, weren't you talking the other night when you were talking to Trina? You were actually have the ability to tell this bismuth. You talk to it, so it's not just the melting process. You're actually giving an intent and telling it to change color.
Yeah. So Trina asked for a color, purple. Asked it to show the shades of purple and violet, and it came out with some really nice purple colors on the inside of the crystal.
That's
and then
awesome.
green on the
I
outside.
love it.
Yeah.
Her kids did it too. She told her kids to pick colors, and they saw it change to the colors they were projecting over it. So this is real. Yeah.
Yeah, this goes beyond just boiling down metal. I mean,
Well, today,
I'll show you my process to begin with if you want. So I just want to stress first. So I am working with 300 degrees Celsius metal, which is like 550 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, you will get, you need to make sure safety equipment, masks. So I know we're doing the mask thing and I'm going to put on a mask, but yeah, definitely for respiratory and breathing with this, because you don't want to breathe in any of those heavy elements and particles. And I'm also going to chuck on some safety eyewear and just a apron so that I don't get burnt. As I said, when it splashes up, it can actually get very hot and burn and nasty.
have you burned yourself before?
Yes.
Oh, many times. Many times.
Like a wilbur.
Yeah.
Now, she's taking a very scientific approach to all of this too, because what Mandi's doing is she'll get out these charts for the Schumann residents, and then she has lab notes next to them as to what, all the details of everything she's going through, from melting something to when it cools and tracking it.
I heard that the Schumann went up to 600 today. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, I actually have a slide for that. Let me show you what the Schumann did, and here it is.
Yeah.
Look at that. All that red is the spike.
The red is the higher level.
I thought it was a glitch at first, but no, it's live streamed constantly onto that website. I checked it and double checked. That's today.
Yep.
Wow.
Good.
So fascinating.
Yeah. And see, what's happening here is what she's going to show you, she's been melting this while she's talking. And when the Schumann resonance is really high like that, she gets a much bigger crystal formation. But she's been documenting all this to prove it, you all. It's not, she actually has
Mandi, does Mandi want us to pick a color?
Yeah, so do you guys want to choose on a group color? Everyone in chat too? Like, we can try at the end when I pour the metal out to ask you the color, and then I'll set it upside down and get color normally produces.
So let's do purple, orange, or yellow.
Purple.
Purple.
Yeah, that's
purple.
Hence the purple background and everything. Purple's on my mind today. So purple.
There you go.
Somebody in chat said green. Michelle said green.
I was thinking green.
Yeah.
You were thinking
Yeah,
green.
let's try purple and green. Let's see if we can get a couple of
Purple
colors
and green. Tell it we want
Purple and green.
So
Gold,
everybody
right
think
on.
purple and green. Send me
We're
a
getting the
text.
whole.
She's got to be. She's got to do it in the cooling process. So we want to kind of wait until she says, "Okay, start to focus."
Okay, great.
So what I'm doing at the moment is I am taking off all of the it's slag. It's bismuth impurities. So it's things that that don't burn off at such a low rate as bismuth does. It does, and it's used to hold it together. So this is the form in which I purchased the bismuth.
That's the raw bismuth.
Yeah.
And that's like what, a kilo?
So that's the raw bismuth. That's what I just put in the pot and I melt down on my very scientific equipment.
Now, you didn't melt that whole brick though, right? You melted a certain amount.
I melted a brick about as big as that into so that weighs about 2 kilos.
Wow.
So it is quite a heavy metal. So what I'm doing is I'm just removing a few of these impurities. And I have to leave it for 45 seconds, and then I'll go and place my wires, and then I have to jump out of there again because I need to leave it alone to do its thing, because when I observe it, I notice I get a completely different crystal structure again. It doesn't really want to play ball at all.
Right.
So
It's busy transforming.
That's proving the quantum field interaction. How powerful it is.
Oh, man.
If it's observed.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Karen,
I'll
do you
talk.
wanna add something? Go ahead, Karen.
Yeah, I will. Actually, no, because I've never seen Mandi do her process before, but that it's quite interesting. First of all, what I've seen so far is every kind of crystal that is formed is still cubic in nature. So it still keeps the same form no matter what she's doing. It will not change its form. It's still cubic. The size of the crystals, yes, will depend on the cooling stage of her process. So actually, the slower the cooling process, the larger the crystals she'll get. So actually, Mandi, you would be better to get another container metal put your little melting pot inside the container, and then take something like sand, which is a silica, and line it around to slow down the cooling process. And if you do that, you'll get larger crystals, actually.
Wow.
The other thing is the melting process that you're doing there, it's not impurities that you're taking off. It's actually an oxidization process where it's just meeting the air. And actually, it would be better if you just did it once, because what you're doing is every time you're moving that layer on the top, you're removing your bismuth and you're removing your material, so you're not going to have as much bismuth to work with. So actually, you should only be clearing the top of that once at the beginning and leaving it. So you're actually it's not really impurities, it's the oxidization process of your bismuth melting and meeting the air. Wow. And that's what gives you your color. In the cooling, that's the whole like the color, the rainbows that you're getting is just oxidization, because it's a metal, right? It's bismuth. So it's one of the metals. It is close to lead. It's actually not as dense as lead and has a specific gravity of about 9.8, which is a little bit less than lead, actually. So, wow. Yeah. So what I'm seeing so far. But really cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I knew we should get you two together, because if Mandi can get on there with you in a private session, you could probably go over that with her in greater detail, because you get more crystal out of it.
Yeah, because you're just, like I said, Mandi, that's just oxidization on that layer on the top. Remove it once, and you're just removing too much of your bismuth to begin with. And like I said, slow down the cooling process by insulating your little container there. And like I said, sand works really good because it's actually quartz or silica, right, which is CO2, which is great as far as the energy of it. And of course, we can change the color and everything by intent, because it goes along with any crystalline form, with all of with the water experiments and changing water particles by sending the different intent. And so it's all crystalline, so you can do that with any crystals. And keep in mind too, with the crystals and with Brenda's little thing about Tesla and the crystals having energy and beings, which is true. If we follow the Hermetic law, and remember, the crystals are part of the mineral kingdom, which is the lowest kingdom that we're part of. That creates our whole world. So everything is crystalline from that form, including what she's doing, right? So of course it has energy and beings, and everything we do on this planet is based from that mineral kingdom. We're all part of it at that lowest base form within the crystal kingdom, right? And so they do have consciousness and energy.
Absolutely.
Of course. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And I am always wanting to learn more ways to improve. It's at the moment I'm just working literally in my kitchen, so like a little bit washed for space. And I started doing this because I saw it online, and it was 500 grams. It was $197 US, and I'm like, oh, I'm not spending that much. I saw you can make it yourself, so I just tried from there. Right. So it's just been at home, and it is hard to get a lot of like good information on the structure and the formation from places out there. But I've just noticed, I always do the same process. So, and I'm just noticing the difference when I'm repeating the same process. And even if I understand it has better crystal structure once it goes through some of those cooling cycles, but the ones that I was getting the good crystals out of, I literally put the metal together. I split it in half and let it cool, and then heated one when it was low and another one when it had a bit of a spike and things like that. So, just even noticing the difference in the crystalline structure since I've been doing it, but it's always interesting to learn more, definitely.
And you're right, Mandi, about the running the different frequencies or an intent, which is really impressive, is that you made the connection with the frequencies, vibrations, and colors, and with your own energy system and the intent that you have mastered to put the energy into creating whatever color you want, and using your intent to do that is just, oh my goodness, phenomenal, which means you're completely connected with the crystals in the whole process, which is really special. So which means the crystals you're making are really special and full of energy, and your energy and what you're creating and your intent.
Wow, that just did that while we were having this show. Those crystals, that metal. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a very quick
assimilating. It's like nanites almost.
Yeah, it kind of does look
Reminds
like
me of a
nanites.
scene from Star Trek and the replication technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purple.
Mhm.
Mm.
That will
Yep.
change. So it will slowly change now from purple to blue, and it will go to a bluey gold color. I think this one will.
Yeah, aren't those beautiful? Yeah. Yeah, that's the
Wow.
oxidization of the metal, to the air. Yeah.
Now this is the part where I've got to just put like some decent gloves on because this is really hot, and even through my gloves, I have burnt myself quite severely. So, okay, so now we're going to set our intent. So, what are we going for? Purple?
Purple and
Green.
Purple and green. Purple
okay,
and green.
purple and green. Everybody,
All right, everybody, put your intent out there. Tell the business.
yes.
We want purple and green.
Same as always, I just throw this over the top like that. And then I'll come back in 10 minutes and we'll see what it's done.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I also like to mix them with
All of our
other
loving
crystals.
spirits here, I'm sure we were able to make that happen.
So I also like to mix them
Isn't
with
it
other
fun to
crystals.
play?
Absolutely. Oh, just
Wow.
absolutely beautiful, Mandy.
Now,
Like, really,
I have a question for all of you, okay?
I know that bismuth has a metal.
Huh?
What's that?
I have a
So I
question.
know that bismuth has. What's that?
We have a time lag here. You go ahead.
Yeah.
Mandy.
No, you're right. You go.
All right, I have a question for the round table here, for everybody on the panel and in chat. Okay, because I'm new to all this too. So I was sitting here the other day and I'm like, metal's crystal? Metal is crystal. It's a crystalline structure because I'm stupid when it comes to this kind of stuff. I really don't know. And I'm like, I think I know some rocks have crystals in them, but I just didn't think of metal being crystalline any more than I would have thought a couple months ago before I met Jules that we are mostly crystalline.
Mhm.
So if the Schumann frequencies, which are spiking off the charts,
Mhm.
up and down all day long, I mean, not just once in a while, but I mean, they've been so different these past month or so. And it's getting more and more intensely where you have these bursts. Trina knows where I'm coming from. She already knows what I'm going to say. So it's like I'm sitting here going, well, wait a minute. If crystals are affected that way and plants and trees are also mostly crystalline, then all living things have crystals. But we, as the humans, are shedding the old, and this whole thing that we've been experiencing, these ascension symptoms,
Mhm.
like me, when it spiked this morning, we looked at it, right, Lori? And at
Yeah.
the same time that I was waking up and having those cramps in my thighs and legs
Mhm.
and severe pain down my spine was right when the Schumann was going through the charts.
I was up at 2:30.
Were you?
Shot me right out of bed.
So,
Wow.
so that makes
Guys,
me wonder if we're not, huh?
I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning. I was doing everything in my
couldn't sleep
power
last
trying to
night.
sleep. Couldn't
Right.
sleep. Could not sleep.
I've been awake since.
I have had a hard time too. So my question is is this our next evolution? Is what's going on with the changes in the earth right now and these frequencies in our own crystalline structure? Are we transforming?
So that's what I
Yes.
think. Yes, the higher resonance better support the crystalline structure than it would organic matter as such. So yeah, because that's what I noticed. So these are some ones I did these this morning, and this is the same. So it's half and half mix, and this is the crystal structure I got straight away this morning. It was good. It was just really quickly. So yeah, I also went to Stanthorpe recently and went fossicking, and I came across, it was literally a road covered in clear, tiny crystal quartz points. And I'm like, they get washed down every year apparently. And I'm like, well, that means crystals have to grow faster than they possibly tell us, or just even since in the last 8 months, I've noticed quite a lot of crystal growth on this crystal to the point where it's almost bursting.
wow.
Its cross section is almost bursting out. So you can see here and down here where the crystal's actually breaking now.
Well, that's what's happening to crystals, and that more than explains all the craziness that's been going on in some people.
Don't us.
You better be.
That's
Seriously,
right.
all this fever, this crazy. intense feelings that people have, and the passions and the emotions, and it's part of our. It's not just a spiritual transformation; it's a physical transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
Teresa,
are more.
as
We are
above,
changing.
so below.
It just helps me understand a little bit better. That it gives me more empathy for those that are feeling so intensely more than I am. I feel it in my body in terms of pain in the mornings or something, or when the Schumann frequencies are very high. I'll get a little dizzy and I'll feel pain. But I'm talking about the psychological effects and the emotional effects it's having on people, Trina.
That's what I was going to say. I had 3 people call me yesterday, and they were like losing it because they didn't know what's happening in the world. And, you know, there's a lot that's going on that we don't have a clear vision on yet, because it's the way it's going to have to be, I think. But yeah, a lot of people are really feeling it right now, and they're feeling anxiety and fear and uncertainty and doubt. And it's like, guys, one way or another, we're gonna get through this okay. It's gonna be okay, but things are changing right.
Go ahead, Jules. You want to add something, Jules?
Yeah, it is an inside job. What's going on? It's inside. That's why my book's called Rose to Take You, because the earth is rising to take us with her. That's why it's called. This is not the front see over. It's not the front cover. It's not what you're seeing it. Then you flip the cover, you flip the book, and it's telling you Rose to take you. So that's what's happening inside of us as the earth is shifting, changing its structure. Our molecular structure is changing as well. And we're going from a carbon base to a silicon base. So we're going back to what we used to be, which is basically trees. Because trees were all silicon, they weren't carbon. And when the fall happened or whatever happened, that's what changed us. And the giants, which I just think were the trees that walked among that, because you look at the word country, it's count the trees. Count the trees. Look how it's spelled. Count tree. So it's all basically Mother Nature, and we are animal, mineral, and vegetable. We are all those aspects.
Yeah, it's just mind blowing.
It is.
It just makes me feel a lot more appreciative. I mean, I guess I'll be less critical.
Yeah.
Or less judgmental in my inner thoughts about.
And I've had a headache.
What's wrong with some of these people? I mean, seriously, I've been saying that. What's wrong with some of these people? You know, and I sound cold, but I didn't mean to be cold. It's just frustrating. I go into these chat rooms and everybody's just losing their, you know, and I'm just like, you know, I'm having a hard time with it. And it's not because I don't love everybody. Everybody knows I love them. It's just that I have a hard time understanding why. And I think this explains a lot. Brian, you were going to say something. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't gonna. I just had a thought. These giants that you were talking about, these giant beings. I mean, like if you look at the top of Africa, this is a giant dragon. You can see it with a fish in its mouth. This is a silicon-based life form. You think, huh?
Yeah,
possibly. That's what I'm getting.
I think that the big, huge, ginormous trees that they cut down,
Devil's
those
Tower.
were silicon trees.
Well,
yes,
actually,
and they were made of silicon. They weren't carbon.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead, Karen.
I think I better put that. Okay. Well, actually, because there's actually an event that just happened recently in Canada, and depending how you look at it, and it was like actual trees that they were doing some work around the trees, and there were hydro lines, and there was a electrical charge because something broke with the lines. And this is like a true article, and the electrical charge hit these trees with a pulse electricity to the point where it actually mineralized it instantly. And the trees were then turned from their organic carbon base to the silicon, like mineral based, like a beautiful, like feldspar and multicolored. And so I would say that if you look in catastrophic geology and look into it, which is kind of an area that I've specialized in for many years. And during these catastrophic events, there was big plasma discharge and electrical events that would have at the time, if you look into the Electric Universe, Thunderbolts Project, and Velikovsky's work, Worlds and Collisions, and different things like that, you'll find that they probably sustained some kind of plasma electrical charge to convert them from their carbon base to the more mineral silicon based, or to be fossilized. Because that's during the process when I do minerals and fossils and get things that are agatized or fossilized or whatever, it's probably through some process through electricity or electrical charges. So it's not that
causing the petrifications too of the wood.
Instant,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So high enough charges of
That makes
electricity.
sense.
High enough charges of electricity will cause immediate fossilization and mineralization and there's an actual true event. Like I said, there was an article maybe 3-4 years ago. I saw an event in Canada where those trees were automatically turned into petrified wood, like within, when you have petrified forest where they're all fossilized, and it was like instant.
That's what the petrified forest is in California, right? That's exactly what that is.
Yeah, so you have to look at catastrophic events in the past and big electrical events and plasma discharges throughout the planet that caused the great big ravines. And even if you look into the theory with Mars and how, they got the big craters and the big,
it looks like an electrical charge just branching out. I wonder too if the trees themselves were acted just like the pyramids. When they built the pyramids, they built those for energy. They built them all over the world. And I wonder if they cut down those trees and built those pyramids in place to get that same effect. And the trees acted in that to produce power all over the world. Well, different world completely, but kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and I would associate with electrical charges and energy. Think about it, that trees have water systems within their roots, and they're always retaining and moving towards water. And if you look at the whole pyramidal system and the way the ones that they had built for energy systems, you'll notice that they always had channels of water and water flowing beneath the pyramids for that, to have the water that you needed for the charges for the energy.
One would be synthetic, and the other would be a silicon type of organic.
Yeah,
just a thought. Just,
Well, Jules has her poem later, but we were breaking down the word bismuth before the program because I sent her a note, and I said I just feel that letter mu, that sound of mu, is actually from Greece. It's also an Egyptian symbol for life. And so she was breaking down bismuth for us, and it's kind of interesting. Jules, do you want to tell them what you found out?
Well, if you look at the first two letters, which is bi, which is two, which is twin, which is what we are as well. But if you put the S then, so that's plural again, which means life. And then the mu with the T without the H, because went into my dictionary, which is printed before we were changed under a certain system, and it actually means mutations, like to change. So it's life-changing. That's what bismuth means, life-changing.
Life-changing. So that's one thing.
And that's what we're
doing. Sentience. Has sentience.
We're morphing, we're mutating, we're changing.
And mu is also...
That's how, when I break the word, pull it apart.
Right, and mu...
Yeah, and where I am, where I live. Well, where I am, the mountain, it's an Aboriginal name, which is Mu-ru-ri-ray, and it means life and breath. And I'm in the Jasper, which is the birthing pools at the other end. So it's all the beginning, and we're in Australia, which is AU, which is gold. There's a whole significant thing to do with everything. The fact that I live where I live is just an amazing thing. To have this. I've downloaded our Aboriginal. What's that, Karen?
I said it truly is a unique area where you live, and you get it exactly as far as
Hang on, Brycey.
Yeah.
You
But
planned
new
that one, didn't you, Jules?
gateway or
So I
portal.
downloaded our Aboriginal. What was that, Therese?
I'm sorry, there's a lag there with Australia. You go ahead. You're muted, You're muted, Jules. Turn off your mute button. There you go.
I've got Brycey.
I know.
So I've got the
okay.
Aboriginal dictionary downloaded, which gives you their tones and the way they use their words. And so there's moo in them, and a lot of the oo sounds we have in Australia, which is noosa and malulabar and kutharabar, they're all a lot to do with water.
Mm-hmm.
I need
Yes,
to get a
water.
copy of that.
Water,
So
being alive, trees, and then we have the gateway, the portal.
Mhm.
So bismuth is all of that,
Wow.
which brought me back to, my God, the darn thing is sentient. That's why we can talk to it and ask it to change the color. That's why we can work with it. And that's why they were working with it on that bell. And that's why they were trying to go through the vortex for that ship. Because they discovered those properties.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Sorry, so just while we've got Queen of Quartz here, I would be interested to know what she thinks on. Sorry, my phone's just overheating, so I'm holding an ice pack to the back of it at the moment. You've got to love Australia in summer. I would just be interested to know what she thinks about joining something like clear quartz and bismuth together.
Putting them together? Oh, that's fine. Putting different minerals or stones together with different frequencies for different uses and pairing them together. I do it all the time for healing. So, no, that's perfectly fine. Yeah.
Sounds
What I
like
was
alchemy
doing
to
with
me.
this one is, so with the clear quartz, I thought, so the bismuth has the metaphysical meaning of finding empowerment through your, in times of isolation through your own company, rather than it being lonely, it's empowering. And so I saw with that, and then the clear quartz point having the clearing, amplification, and manifestation abilities, that would be great for amplifying, to find motivation and your path in times of isolation. So I thought now was a really good time to work with business as well.
A really good pair, because as you know, most times when minerals form, like metal minerals, they are formed within quartz. Same with gold. Most times gold is with quartz, and gold is, comes out of the quartz. And so with most metals, so they're always associated and grow in quartz as a matrix. So they're an excellent pair. And you're right. The bismuth is like a transformation or transition metal. Where the quartz crystal will amplify it, use it to store the information and anything that you're using, like as far as that the bismuth for transition for yourself, right? And so the clear quartz will amplify and give you clarity and hold that information. And I noticed you have it on the end, so it's sort of like a receiver transmitting it in and out of the bismuth itself into the cubic structure. And so the quartz on the top is like a little in and out, holding place for holding the information and keeping it and communicating it back and forth from the holder. So because the clear quartz is a communication device, because as you know, we would not even be talking today and be doing anything we are right now without quartz, because our whole platform is based on silica and quartz and communication, quartz crystals, radio crystals, so the quartz, perfect, Mandi.
Yeah, and also I do it with black kyanite as well as some celestial amethyst.
Right. So
amethyst is perfect too. Yeah.
Just want to make sure we're not leaving Cajun out. Cajun, did you have any questions or anything about any of this so far?
No, I'm just learning experience.
Yeah, you're blown away by some folks in here, I'm sure. Just want to make sure we weren't keeping you out of the loop there, you know. Well, it's 9:52 already, and Brian has another piece he wants to add. Go ahead, Katrina.
Can we see the crystal from Mandi, the final?
Yeah.
Yes.
While she's
Yeah.
doing that,
Yeah.
while she's
Absolutely.
getting that,
Thanks,
Brian
I'm
has
like
something.
waiting for the unveiling.
Yeah,
I
how
know,
you doing?
I know.
Thanks.
I'm like, I want to see.
Hasn't been the
Wow.
full 18 minutes though. Oh, I see the purple and green.
Yep. There's
Oh,
a
you're
lot of
kidding.
purple and a lot of green.
Absolutely.
There it is.
Yeah.
Keep it
purple.
going
Wow.
while Brian reads this thing about auras.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Auroras. Yeah, auroras. This is,
Auroras.
it was, I got this off of the Schumann Resonance. That's
Uh-huh.
the Disclosure website. And I thought it was significant as to, even with the changes in the colors and everything. So the spiritual significance, and this is one perception. So you can take it in and pour it right back out and take the pieces of it that appeal to you. The spiritual significance of auroras. In all three cases, activation symptoms occur which manifest physically, such as fatigue, aching muscles and joints, headaches, a stirred up nervous system, heart palpitations, etc. Mentally, such as an inability to concentrate on important issues, forgetfulness, etc. And emotionally, such as depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
There are
Is
what's that?
this the Schumann resonance? Sorry.
Yeah, this is part of it, and it'll get into it.
And
There
the
are times,
aurora.
yeah, in the aurora. There are times I think the aurora itself may come from the hole at the top and the bottom. It's a mixture of things, but it's a resonant from of the earth itself as a whole. A lot of people, they don't talk about the holes at the top and the bottom. The toroidal field, everything's a toroidal field.
Mhm.
Yes.
Some feel. Let me see. Make sure where I am here. Many times during the spikes in power of the planet, known as the Schumann resonance, people feel energetic but calm. Some feel the exact opposite, anxious, nervous. When the power is low, many people feel very exhausted but yet are still calm. The process of crystallization or elevation of consciousness to the superhuman conscious level of the soul, the higher self, is unique to everyone. Everyone's SAMSKARAS. Say that for me. Sanskrit for ancestral conditionings are different. It says samskaras, I believe it is. I may be reading that wrong. Sophisticated scientific technological equipment may explain what auroras are and how they are formed. However, the spiritual perspective is rarely discussed unless a traditional scientist, also a spiritual scientist, which is what we are. The colors of the cosmic auras and weather are produced by a positive or negative ionization, are messages about the chakras. Sanskrit for wheels of light, which humanity must work on for individual and collective elevation. For example, pink and green are the colors of the fourth chakra, the heart. When there is hatred, oppression, and warfare among humanity, the pink aurora tends to produce a type of ionization that lowers the immune system response and interferes with the nerves throughout the physical vessel into which light arrives through the nerve endings. Energy imbalances occur in every organ, gland, muscle, tissue, cell, molecule, atom, and subatomic particle. On the other hand, when there is love, appreciation for others, respect, and helpfulness to others, the immune system is strengthened as well as every other aspect of the physical vessel, which then becomes a sacred body temple.
Yeah.
Source divine superconsciousness transmits and receives messages from creation like an antenna or a telegraph wire. And when we have been blessed with the free will to choose our own experiences via in the manner in which we employ our consciousness on or in other worlds, we transmit consciousness frequencies based on this determines how we receive back or how we experience our experiences manifest. Often when a person is in excellent health, he or she is referring to as being in the pink We can all be in the pink and thus receive harmonious ionization by expressing more loving energy to others, including the animals, plants, trees, and flowers. When this is done, a hormone is being called the bliss hormone among many in the spiritual community, or the adamente from the Sanskrit term ananda, which translates as bliss, is released into the physical system. That's the good stuff there, baby. Purple relates to the seventh chakra, the crown, in which higher consciousness, and it is the portal to the eighth chakra, the super soul consciousness. I remember Brian was talking about that before. He wondered if it exists. I was like, yes, sir.
Yeah.
When the fourth chakra and the seventh chakra are in unison, and therefore when loving energy connects with spiritual energy, we can soar into the realm of the higher self for knowledge and guidance. Then all other chakras will come into alignment. This is why the ancient cultures taught about the importance of meditating on the heart and envisioning bright source light enveloping it. And there's more about that. You can go and read that in, and we'll post, I'm sure she can post a link later on, but it's interesting how the correlation between the crystals and this and us, it makes you think.
Yeah.
It's all the same stuff, baby.
Yeah.
It's all the different ways that light is stored and emanates in light.
Yeah. Fascinating.
That's great. So, Mandi, are you giving it a little longer, or is it ready to? I know you showed us a sneak peek, but do you want to?
Oh, I'll have to get it out now, and that's a lot of banging and stuff.
No. You want us to go ahead and keep going, and then come back to you? Or?
Yeah, there's definitely. I'm gonna have to jump off because my phone's about to overheat because it was in front of the business, so I'm gonna have to let it cool for a couple of minutes.
And then you'll come back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So okay. So she's gonna jump off for a few minutes and cool her phone down.
See you later, girl.
I want to share something.
Yes, I was just gonna call on you because you wrote a poem, right? Go ahead.
Well, the poem I wrote isn't going to be what I'm not going to recite the one I wrote yesterday for the show, but all I want to say with my words is in it I all, which is initial, so you are C. You are the initial source. It's inside of you. It's inside of you. Now, what I want to share with you, this is a bunya nut pine.
Oh, wow.
And in the Aboriginal...
Huge.
And in the Aboriginal culture, it is it's the mother totem. It's the mother totem. Okay. So this actually is the nut that's then inside. Oh, there it is. That's the nut that's inside that actual cone. So then you need a really good set of tools to chop into it. But then I've made for you, because it's our Australia Day on the 26th, I've made a cake for you all, which is macadamia, lemon myrtle, and bunya nut pine. So I'm sharing that from Australia because it's our Australia Day long weekend, and I'm off to go camping in a minute. So I just wanted to show you that this actual nut, I talked about it the other day. When you look at the actual,
Wow.
Wow.
The actual tree is the shape of a pine cone itself. The way the tree comes down is the shape of a pine cone.
That's really
cool. Look at it. Julie, look at this. The picture, when I saw that, it looks, if you turn that red, it looks like the whole thing we're supposed to be scared of that's making us cover our face and shut down the world.
Huh.
And then that's the opposite of it. That's the God part of the gift. That's the seed.
I love
it. Wow. Wow. Thank you for showing us a positive representation of that symbology.
And I thought pine cone. When I saw it, I'm like, that's a massive.
That's a giant.
I was thinking more like coconut or something. That's thing's
huge.
Beautiful.
I've never seen a pine that big.
Yeah, so the spirit of Mother, just connect with the spirit of Mother Earth, everybody. I can't speak more about the trees, as everyone knows in our group. That's all I talk about. because I truly resonate with those.
Yeah.
And if you watch how Mother Nature works, that's what I'm in the process of putting together as an actual healing process worked with trees.
The wisdom.
That's what I'm planning on.
Up there. Woohoo!
Tree wisdom.
That's Julianne. She is the tree wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's you, Julianne. You're the
so much.
tree wisdom.
Yes, you are.
Thank you, Jules.
Trees you are. You're all treasure. That's why I go trees you are, because we are all treasure. We're all crystalline. We're all this amazing. I can't explain how exciting it actually is. Even though we're going through whatever we're going through, it is the most exciting time. So all we've got to do is connect with Mother Earth. I tell you, that's how I get my information, is through my land that I walk upon. And my house is surrounded by green. That's why green's sort of my color.
I just know
nice, Brian.
I just know I'm more
Speaking of trees.
more prosperous and rich knowing you now, Jules, because you really bring that to light, So
You know what I heard today? I came out of meditation and I was thinking about the differences between the mother and the father of creation, mother and father being one aspect, but holding separate offices. And I literally heard in my spirit, thank you, Mother, for creating me. And thank you, Father, for thinking of me.
Nice.
Wow. Profound.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Well, it's 10 o'clock. We've been on for an hour and we still need to get through our second segment, which is for the kitchen appeal. So I'll have to move on the conversation if you don't mind. If nobody has anything else to add, I don't want to be rude.
Okay. I'm going to go now, guys. So thank you so very much.
Bye, Jules.
Have fun camping,
Bye,
Jules.
Jules.
Love you.
I was talking to you. Love you.
Have fun at camp.
Bye.
Thank you, sweetie.
Bye.
Have fun camping.
Love you.
She does all the time. Hey, welcome back, Mandi.
Oh, there's Mandi.
So what do you got there, Mandi? Did it turn color? What do we got here?
So this is the one we just did this for a while.
Well, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, I only got a little bit of purple, but lots of green.
You got a lot of the green, and there's purple.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying green in chat as well. So
Yeah.
like
It's the shirt.
There's a purple on the edge there. Yep. But look at all the green.
Green and pink, it's of the heart.
That's funny because I went and bought a new shirt for the show tonight, and I picked green.
Yeah, well, the folks in chat were all calling out green too.
They were. Yes,
They must have stronger intent than I did. I said purple.
Definitely.
No, that's great. So see, I mean, that's amazing. Thank you, Mandi.
It is.
Yes, thank you.
And I just want to wrap up Mandi's segment by saying that one of the reasons she wanted to come on tonight, you all, to show you this is because these things are beautiful, and locally they support their own markets there in Australia, and they buy and sell and trade in goods and services. And the cost of shipping, as Marsha Price can well tell you, just shipping from the U.S. to Australia or Australia to U.S. is astronomically high. It takes a really, really long time. So one of the reasons Mandi came on tonight was to teach you all that anybody can do this at home. And it doesn't cost a whole lot, and you can put together a melting, and I think Brian's getting into it too.
I'm down.
And people
Makes me
here,
want to do it too.
yeah, if we get enough people here in the United States,
Yeah.
even within our own soul tribe, doing it, we might be able to start selling and making a living off of it. Even Mandi was saying some people want to get into a side work and pick it up.
Or even a lot of people have lost jobs at the moment, like people who were very financially stable this time last year don't know whether they're going to be in their houses, in a couple of months. So it might even be like another income source for someone else. And even if it's not, maybe it helps them lead them onto their inspiration and what their passion and their drive is for that. Because that's when I noticed so much acceleration within my own progression and things like that was very much Bismuth has had a lot to do with it since I started playing with this.
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff, Mandi.
That's excellent. Teresa, what I might do then is I'll, on the Crystal Network, On the Crystal Science page, there's actually videos there already on how to make crystals with alum and make them blue with adding cobalt. And so there's several videos already. And what I'll do, Mandy, is I'll add your whole section with you and how to do the bismuth. And so it'll be in the Crystal Science page on the Crystal Network, because that's what that page is all about, is how to make crystals and, you know, different ones. So I'll put it there for everybody, and then they can go right to that page and link to you. And, you know,
that'd be great, Karen.
Awesome.
Yeah, it just fits in with the other one. And like I said, right on that page, and Brian's on that page with all his tumble stones and what he does. And like I said, and you can make it has how to make other crystals as well, depending what type you want.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. She does little videos and puts them out there on Facebook, but every now and then she might have an update to it or something.
So I'll link it. I'll link it right to Mandy's. Like I'll do a feature of her on that page and link to Mandy's stuff then, because it's all the same about, you know, making different crystals for different purposes, you know.
Well, that's what we're about, connecting people. That's the whole point of the show, is to showcase and connect, you know, and it's really wonderful that you two are going to do that. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, well, let's get on. We have a video for folks that weren't on last week that didn't catch the video we produced for Cajun's appeal. We've been doing an appeal for her food pantry to help feed families and children since December 1st. We've been pushing it. We've gotten quite a few contributions in now, and we're happy with that. And tonight we're going to draw names for winners of 4 gifts that the Andromeda team members have donated. So we'll go over those gifts in just a minute, but let's get her video playing.
You got it.
Love that video. Love it.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks for what you do for everyone, Cajun. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
That should be of value.
That's right. I love that music too. You know, by the way, during the show, David Castle mentioned dancing in front of your bismuth to get it to get a higher vibe going. And Gary Chad's talking about dancing with bismuth. So I'm like,
Just don't do it naked, man.
yeah, no naked dancing in front of bismuth. I don't know though. High frequency there, Lori. Where did that come from?
Just need a little levity here.
Oh Lord. All righty. Okay. On that note.
Yeah, moving on.
All right. So we had all these donors, and Cajun gave me a list of all the donors, and I took each name and put it on a piece of paper, tearing up this paper, all these papers, and I'm putting them in the actual fairy village that I'm donating because I'm one of the people, and this is my woodland. Talk about trees. Now, this is just a coincidence that I picked the tree tonight. I had no idea we were going to. So I didn't pick it on purpose, but it's the tree man. And the fairies love
There
this.
you go. Yeah.
And what I do with these is, I know you can't see it very well because of my background, but he's got a lot of detail. He has a pipe in his mouth. And,
Really cool. Yeah.
you know, and so I craft these fairy villages, and now this one was a mold that came, and then I apply all the artwork to it. I do all the coloring and the building out and give it dimension and color. And so I'm donating this one, which is one of my favorites, to the group for the prize tonight. But it's also holding all of the names that.
Right on.
So we'll mix it up, and we'll see what we've got here, right, Cajun?
Yes.
Now, for every one of these that I pull, the winner gets a card read. And then if you've won and you're on here tonight and you hear your name draw, I want you to send Andromeda 7 an email. So with your name and your address so that we can ship your gift to you. And there are 4 gifts tonight. One is a package that Marcia Price has put together, which has a pyramid, rods, a pendant, and I think she has some sage or something in there. It's like a whole set that you get from Marcia Price, which is beautiful. And then the other prize is from Crystal, who makes the soaps, the handmade soaps. So she's giving you some soap and oil to go together as a kit. And her soaps are beautiful, and they smell wonderful. And I want to eat them because they're made with all the ingredients you could normally eat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I did want to mention, Teresa, real quick, that Queen's link for the food pantry is in the description. So you need to go to the description. There's a blue link for you. Click on that, and you can donate to the food pantry.
Yeah, continue to make your donations. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's also still on the Crystal Network, right on the front page, and the whole link's there in the splash. And I'll be leaving it up there probably for a couple months at least, so to give enough time. So it'll be there for a little while.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. Well, you know what, if in the next month or two, over the next couple months, if we can get some more donations up there, we might be able to do this again and ask for members of our community to donate a gift to give away, and we could probably do another raffle. That would be really nice.
Yeah.
So we'll think about that. Let's see. The third gift was the fairy village that I'm doing here, and the fourth gift is something that Joey, Celtic Warrior, is making up for the group, and it's either going to be one of his finished boxes, and Lori has a box.
I have one of his boxes. I'll show you the one that I purchased that I really love.
They're
He
beautiful.
does the boxes. He does bracelets too. So that's a nice box.
Nice.
And he's lined it too, right? You're using it for your crystal.
And he even put my initials on here for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He lined it for me as well. So it's actually really, really crafty and beautiful.
Yep.
Super sweet.
Super. Okay, so this list I've got here. Hang on just a second. Have to turn this on to do it because I keep it off during the show. That's why I'm not in chat. Hang on just a second. All right, we've got Peter Collins, Lori Cross, Kelly Cross, Cliff Rudwell, Nina Unger, Deborah Sloan, Ann Allen, Barry Chad, Susan Sinclair, Al Ciriello, David Perry Agan, myself, Della Miller, Marcia Price herself, Audrey Roden, Caroline Bovin, Amber Dague, D-A-G-U-E, Amber Dague, or Dogue, Crystal Davis, which is herself, Crystal's, Janice Annunziata, and Jay Truth Seeker. Thank you for donating and participating. And for all of you who helped promote and put the links in your pages, and like Nina and others who cross-promoted, Lori, and many others out there, and you, Karen, for getting that up there so quickly on the webpage.
Oh, no.
Now, Crystal and myself and Lori have decided to sit out from the gift selection, so we have everybody else in here and ready to roll, right? So get your first card read. Cajun's going to read with Brian. They're each going to read one of the winners. So get your card deck ready, Brian. All right. Mix and stir. All right, here comes a name.
Cowstock is asking if the tree man is in the raffle.
The tree man is one of the gifts, yes.
Yes.
All right, so this first gift here is the tree man, actually.
Yeah.
And the gift winner is Deborah Sloan. Sloanie.
Wow, cool, Deborah.
Hi, Sloan. So you get the fairy tree guide, okay? So, Cajun, do me a favor and write this down so I don't forget it because I'm flapping my gums here and I might forget. So, Deborah Sloan, please send us an email to
Deborah Sloan, Tree Man.
Yeah. All right. Next one here. So, so you're going to read for Deborah when I'm done, Cajun.
Okay.
All right. You'll get
I pulled for Deborah.
You want to pull for Deborah?
I do. Sorry.
All right. All right. The next winner.
Sorry, Cajun.
All right.
I thought I pulled myself out of there. I just I thought I took mine out. Okay. The next winner is Audrey Roden.
Yay!
Audrey. And that's the bath, body, and soaps from Crystal.
Oh, you're gonna love
Nice.
it.
It's the soaps and oils from Crystal, and she makes everything by hand. Go check out her YouTube channel.
Yes.
Crystal MacArthur's YouTube channel.
She does videos on her soaps, and they're amazing, beautiful. And she uses
And you'd be
natural
surprised,
ingredients.
Audrey. They'll blow your mind because
I
they're
have
all
tons
safe.
of her soap. Yep.
Yeah. So then you will be reading for Audrey, Caden.
Gotcha.
All right.
Caden.
Good
Okay.
job, Audrey.
All right. Third winner here.
Oh.
Now this is for Joey's box or bracelet, whichever one he ends up. Depends on which one he's working on. These pieces of paper are like a pain in the butt. We have somebody by Cliff Rodwell. Cliff Rodwell.
Yeah.
Congrats.
He donated and needs to send an email to Andromeda 7. So
Email address
you'll
is
be
in the
reading for
picture
Cliff,
and also
okay?
the description for you folks.
So let's see. So Kate, let's see. That Cliff is going to be who Brian reads for. All right. So you got Deborah and Cliff, Brian, and so far Cajun has Audrey. And I can get this out of here with my fingers. All right. They're all sticking together is the problem. This one is Janice Annunziata. Janice.
Congratulations.
Janice won.
Oh, good.
Yes, Janice
Send us
Annunziata.
an email. Let us know that you won.
Yeah.
And we'll
I'll have to get in
out to
contact with her because she's not in chat tonight. So I'll get in contact with Janice.
Got
And
it.
so let's see. We've got Brian, Cajun, Brian. So Cajun will read for Janice Annunziata. Okay. So those are our 4 winners. And that will be for Marsha Price's package. Her pyramids, her rods, her and I'm going to pull a second name, just another one here, because Janice may or may not be into that, and I'll send her a fairy village. I'm going to pull another name here because I know Janice pretty well. She might not be into the pyramids and the rods and stuff, you know. So let's see. We have Lori Cross. Another package from Marsha. You want to? She just got one from Marsha. You want to?
No, be fair to others. I've got all my goodies.
Okay. Well, that was not you, was it? Did I call you, Lori?
Let's
Okay.
have another Lori Cross around here.
All right. Caroline Bovine.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Caroline Bovine. Okay.
Fantastic.
All right. So we'll pull a card for Caroline Bovine. And Janice is not in here to get a card reading, so we'll set that over there and we'll do Caroline. All right. So we have Deborah, Audrey, Cliff, and Caroline.
Excellent.
All right. And I'll give a fairy village to Janice. I have more, so I'll give Janice a fairy
They're
village.
awesome. Beautiful.
So the Marsha prices will go to Caroline Bovine.
Excellent.
Okay.
Oh,
All right, we got that. You wrote that down for me, did you, Kate? All right. Sorry, you guys. Here we go. All right, so let's do the card reading for Deborah Sloan.
Deborah, okay, I could do that. I pulled 22 for her, the Sacred Ibis. Great card here. This is a new deck that I got today. Just got it in. It's the Divine Animals Oracle card by Stacy DeMarco.
We're going to be adding that deck to my channel. So tomorrow night, everybody, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard, we're going to do that. Sorry.
Cool. No worries. No worries. And that is learning. The getting of wisdom takes time. So be patient with your learning and dive deeper. Continual learning is a keystone to growth. You will succeed in your exams or study. While everyone has a source of wisdom within them, not everyone chooses to exercise it. And if you cast magic, do it with full knowledge of the consequences. The ibis-headed god Thoth was the most powerful god of the magic in all worlds. It is said that he told the goddess Isis of the powerful spell to resurrect her dead husband Orus, and it was he who assisted her again in knowing the words to remove the poison from her son Horus. All books on magic and invocation were to be authored by Thoth, and those who were the writers channeled his energy, not challenged, excuse me. He authored one book that was so powerful no human could read it without dying. Thoth was also the god of learning and knowledge. Seek the light. That always comes to me when I think of his name. The ibises were encouraged to be present around places of learning and libraries. The ancient Egyptians felt that the ibis was the living representation of the god on earth. They took thousands of ibises from their captive flocks, mummified them, and placed them as offerings within Thoth's temple. The animal, like the ibises, the sacred ibis is the most distinctive because of because of its head and long curved neck. They are also unusually quiet when compared to other ibis species. Ibises have bald heads, long necks. I'm going to skip this part because we know what they look like. The magic. The sacred ibis was revered creature in ancient Egypt, representing Thoth, the god of wisdom and learning. So, okay, we went over that already. The symbology, man with an ibis head, lunar disc, book of knowledge, the alphabet. That's good. Forgive me because I'm learning to read for these cards for the first time. I also see within this a doorway, and I'm getting steps through that doorway. Don't be afraid to go through and learn. Yeah. Learn new knowledge, dump it out, and then take from that what works for you. And then I also heard seek the light. Seek the light. There you go, girl.
Excellent.
Yes, Michelle Thompson. Brian is reading cards for a couple of our winners.
Yeah. Yeah, what I noticed with that is it's a master number 22, Brian.
Yes,
it's your
is.
card, and it had the birds on, so it's a builder. Birds are builders of nests and builders. So it has to do with building. Yeah, something to do with that, being a master builder. And, creating reality or building your life and foundations.
Wow.
And like you say, seeking that energy or light. So it's something to do with building there.
That's cool, Deborah. Good card for Deborah Sloan.
Thank you, girl. Yep.
All right. Now, Audrey Roden is up next, and she gets a reading from Cajun.
Okay, the first card I pulled is the Giver of Light. It says the constant flow of energy which draws from countless realms, the seeds of wisdom required for evolution and enlightenment. There is no wisdom without an ongoing healing of spirit. The light that illuminates our connection with the infinite. The light bearers dispelling the shadows. Wisdom and understanding put you in touch with yourself. If you can see it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
And I
Beautiful.
also put clairaudience. It says you have the gift of receiving intuitive messages from spirit. It may it may sound as if it's right next to you inside your head or echoing as it's from another dimension.
Nice. Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful card.
Yeah. Very nice.
Awesome.
Awesome card and soaps to boot. She'll be clean and spiritual. Audrey is clean. Michelle Thompson was just wanted to pop in and say hi to everybody. She was going to jump in tonight, but she did this incredible podcast before this show. So she'll be joining us next week, we hope. And it's good to see you, Michelle. Thanks for dropping in.
Most definitely get some rest.
Yeah.
Sending you some energy, girl. There you go.
There
Do
you
it
go.
what you want.
All right. The next is Cliff Rodwell.
Cliff,
That's for you, Brian.
pulled for you the tiger, my friend. I love these cards. That
Yeah, they're
shoot on the
beautiful.
top too. All right. Panthera tigris. This is will. Exercise your will and determination in ethical ways. Do not place your will over another's. You do not have control over anyone but yourself. Do not be afraid to be fierce, especially as a woman. You know what I mean, buddy. And we can ride our healthy anger, but we must eventually transform it and alchemize it into something more useful. Then I'm going to read the magic. Tiger magic is wild and mysterious. It's an energy that you can use to counter jealousy, threat, and rage. It is highly productive and helps us find more resourceful way to deal with difficult situations and people. Tiger magic is feminine in aspect. A woman can use it to help them gain confidence and how to find their healthy fierceness.
Yeah.
So it's will.
Wow.
There you go, Tiger.
I like that
Cape on there.
card. That's nice.
That's neat.
That's a neat card. Yeah, and he gets one of those boxes or a bracelet from Joey. So that's nice for Cliff. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
All
love
right.
it.
And lastly but not least is Caroline Bovin. And that will be a card Cajun reads for Caroline.
Awesome.
I pulled the universal harmony,
Yeah.
and it says inner harmony has been achieved, not manifested. This inner harmony opens you to greater understanding of yourself. Energies can blend, but true harmony comes from within. Your harmony is sending ripples of peace that will draw others to you.
Nice.
Those cards are great.
Nice.
Yeah, they are.
Something coming in every time you look at those cards. I love
Mhm.
it.
And I pulled old soul. And it says, you have been around many lifetimes and have chosen to be reborn to evolve and carry on your learning journey from where you left it in your previous life.
Wow. Nice.
Nice.
Love that. Wow.
Very cool. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, so we were going to have Brian do a group card pull for everybody in the chat room tonight that participated and all of our donors that participated.
I'm going to pull that from the cosmic deck, okay?
Yeah.
Hi, Shannon Kling. Shannon came. Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Shannon.
Hey, baby.
My sunshine angel. I love Shannon.
Christy Schaefer's in here too. I just realized that. I'm sorry, Christy. Hi, Christy.
Christy Schaefer.
I'm going to read this. I'm in the middle of reading something real quick.
What is this and this and this?
Oh, that's for someone's birthday tomorrow. I'll tell you tomorrow. Okay? You want to say hi? Hi, everybody.
Hi.
That's Josie.
Did
That's
Daddy find his crystal? Never mind.
Don't ask her that. You know, I've asked these kids, "What did you do with my crystal?" And Queen, we're missing one. I put it under the pillow. The last one, you know the one I'm talking about. The last one you sent me.
Oh.
And I put it under the pillow for Josie. It's playing hide and seek with me, the crystal itself. And every time I've remote viewed it or had somebody else remote view it, They
Oh.
see where it's been. So maybe
She's missing.
tonight you could
Oh.
jump in the astral and please come over.
Yes, I will. I'll
'Cause
let
I'm
you know
done
where
playing
she
with this
is.
crystal.
Maybe she's at the neighbor's house I was at. Remember with the other two girls?
Oh,
All
maybe.
right.
Please look there because that kid right there is a sneaky one.
Yeah, never know.
I
Oh,
thought of that.
Tell Josie's astral body to bring it back to the physical reality.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that tonight.
Yeah.
good one.
I was scared to tell you that, but I need you because your energy is attached to that crystal so profoundly.
Right? Come on, Karen.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it
I
was
just
Karen
looking
we
for
were keeping it secret from. I thought it was Marcia we were keeping it. I'm so confused.
No, I wouldn't keep it a secret, but I'm glad she's here because I went to tell her. I was just trying to think of a way to tell her. And she worked so hard on that crystal, but it's the crystal hiding from me. I did not lose that crystal.
I'll see what I could do. It's a crystal I carved, special.
We
So,
had,
yeah,
we had that
I'm tied to her, yeah.
we had that remote viewing show, Karen, and we were all trying to help him find that crystal that night.
It was pretty slapstick. I got to tell you. All
Okay,
right.
I'll see what I can do.
All right, girl. I love you, girl. Thank you.
Love you too.
I got celebration for everybody, okay? And I'm feeling a celebration because this is
Oh, nice.
Yeah, celebrate. Good
times.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's already happened. It's just like the fourth quarter of a football game, and you're up by 1,000 points, but they have to continue to play to the very end. It's just what they have to do. But let's celebrate. Let's read this to you guys.
Love it.
Your light is radiant. Be open to spiritual and material blessings coming your way. Celebrate your achievements, dear one. You deserve it. You're being honored for all that you have already achieved on your journey. So celebrate your life, accomplishments, and the amazing growth. You have already assisted so many souls to express their own unique light. Spirit has seen your tireless work at all hours on projects to assist humanity. The time, energy, and love that you've all dedicated to the many hungry souls hasn't been easy. There were times in that left you tired and drained, but still you soldiered on and persisted with love. There's much to be celebrated here. You are an amazing, radiant soul and we are here so honored to have you work and bringing humanity back into alignment and balance. Take this time to reflect on your achievements, for you truly are a gift to the universe. The light you emanate reaches corners of the universe even you cannot fathom. Don't be so hard on yourselves. Don't ever feel that the work you do isn't enough. Each time you help another to see the inner light, the world gets a little bit brighter. You're never alone. We have armies floating around us. You are always guided and supported by teachers and masters of the highest realms. All your earthly needs and requirements are and will always be taken care of. You are loved and appreciated for the beautiful soul that you are. Celebrate life, celebrate you, and take the time to thank all those souls that are around you, your guides, and remember that you're guides for others as well, even here in this realm.
Nice.
Guys, look at it. We're each other's guides too. Like,
that's right.
We are each other's guides. Yeah, we're part of that team. We're just the physical part.
Boom shakalaka.
Very true.
Nice.
Brian, that was
Yo.
perfect.
Thank you, Brian. Hi, Anna.
That was awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Can you dig?
Agent, did you want to read a card for the group? Or are you okay?
Yeah, I pulled one.
All right.
Yeah.
This card is called Divine Will.
Oh,
Nice.
And it says, trust the path. Let go of your fear. Accepting that there is a divine plan for every human being. Divine will is the process of our human experience to this unique blueprint. Every culture and religion has a narrative of their creator or personal God and their relationship with the human soul or spirit. that an overall plan exists for the outcome of humanity, and each individual is a concept of this belief. While divine will is the concept that there is no divine universal plan for us all, it still acknowledges that people have free will and potential to make choices that lead us down this path. In essence, surrendering to divine will allows you to remove self-blocking patterns and tendencies that lead away from your true divine purpose here on earth. Currently, you are being asked to stop. Stop trying to force a door open. Your resistance will continue to make a distance between you and your desired outcome. The overall picture is much bigger than you can see right now. Trust in your unique path and that you are exactly where you need to be right here and right now.
Boom, shakalaka.
Wow.
Very nice.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Wow.
Celebrate
Thank
because
you.
we really know what's going on when we think we're totally confused. We actually really do know what's going on a much higher level. That's super
yeah.
awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it is.
Thank you.
Wonderful
I just
card
wanted
reading.
to say that Dean Guthrie says that, Brian, your crystal's in the car. It's in his car. The
Right on.
crystal it is.
Should
Okay?
be.
What now?
It's in his car, not his car, in my car.
Yeah.
I will look again. Now, keep in mind that I put it in the car. Sometimes it depends on the energy of the car. You know,
Yep.
I will put it in different places. Put it up in the sun.
It's wherever the socks went.
From the dryer.
And I wonder,
Dryer has it.
if I speak to my socks and ask them to come back to me, will they come back to me like the crystal will?
Oh no!
Ah,
Well,
shoot.
They'll just walk away, Teresa. They'll
I
just
have
walk
written
away.
haikus about it.
I don't know. I got one of every sock now. I give up. Okay. Hi, Janine. Welcome. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up the show tonight. I did have a couple of announcements, but before I did, I wanted to give Mandi. First of all, I want to say it has been my pleasure and my honor to get to know you and Cajun a whole lot better these past couple weeks. It's just been wonderful.
Aren't they the best human beings
they are
ever?
freaking great. Yeah.
They're beautiful. They're just beautiful.
Every
Yeah.
time I get a chance to work with somebody here, I just get to know them so much better and I feel so much closer. And it's like, it's family, you know, this just really feels good.
Yeah.
And it lifts me up. I tell you that. So thank you both very much.
Definitely.
And Mandi, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so just a huge thank you to you and Laurie. Like, I don't know if anyone realizes how much work these girls put into making this show happen. I've spent hours on the phone with both of them this week, and Laurie put together videos, and then I'm throwing her things last minute. So amazing job. Thank you so much. I can't thank you guys enough. So yeah, they do an amazing job to put together this show. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Mandi. And we're going to have you back on too to make your progress here and expand and get together with Karen, because I think there's some magic there going on between you two. I think it'll be really pretty cool. All right. So I do have a couple announcements. I'll make them while the video's playing. We are going to get together with Dalibor Suchi and Karen next week. And we've got a series coming up that I'm trying to get Dalibor to work on with me, Karen, which is Esoteric Egypt.
Yes.
So I'm going to pull JoJo in there too, if I can grab her a few times too. And it'll be a series about ancient Egypt and all of the connections to all of the ancient civilizations, but from a spiritual perspective on what's going on and things that they taught us. So if we can get him to do that once or twice a month with us, that would be great. Also coming up, of course, is with David Barry will be our series, our workshops that we'll be having every other week. I think is what it's going to work out to be, depending on his schedule. And that'll be on a different night, probably a Wednesday night or Tuesday night. So we'll get that straightened out. And I think the first one will be coming up real soon, now that he's got a little bit of a breather. So hint, hint, David. We'll get that started on the universal laws and the, so those are the two announcements I had for this week. And also, please, folks, if you can cross promote one another, it's one thing for us to list you here and on the website with Karen, but if you can put in your video links a link for Cajun Queen for her food pantry, that would be greatly appreciated. The more donors we can get in, the more kids we can feed, and right now is a really tough time for people. So if you can cross promote and put a link in there to her PayPal and every now and then say something about it, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, that's it. I'm blah, blah, blah.
And remember, that link is in the description for Cajun Queen's food pantry. So just go to the description and click on that link. Okay?
And if anybody needs a fundraiser or is trying to raise money for a good cause, please contact me, Andromeda7 at Gmail, Andromeda7portal at gmail.com, and we will get you up here and promote this. Okay? Yeah. So anybody who has a need or knows of a good cause that you want to support, just let me know. Okay?
And thank you, everybody, for such a fantastic show tonight. Mandi Moo, Brian Lunsford, Teresa, Trina, Queen of Quartz, Karen, Cajun Queen, Lois. Thank you so very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you, Lori.
Thank you.
And let's not forget Crystal. We're going to see her next week.
Yes,
she's going to heal. She's going to feel better. She's probably feeling better already because of all your love. So we'll get her back on here as soon as we can. Right. And thanks everyone in the chat room. You all are great. You're very supportive. Yeah. We love you guys. Yeah.
Also,
I want those cards,
Brian.
You know,
for the video, the intro video. Thank you, David Berry, for all your hard work.
Yeah, he did a great job with it.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. And Karen's making some major changes to her web pages, and man, looking good, Karen.
Yeah, that's true. Are we off the show? Are we still on the show?
No, we're still on while the credits are playing. But if you have an announcement, if you want to say anything about it, go right ahead.
No, that's okay. Yeah, we are doing major updates to the Crystal Network, and I just noticed lots of the links of new people to add and products and services. So, yeah, if anybody is selling anything, just like contact Andromeda7 or the Crystal Network, and I'll add you in and put you in the products area and links to your pages. And yeah, so major updates coming.
Good night, David Castle. He's off to listen to his music with headphones and dance like he escaped from the happy home. Me too, David.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody.
Good night.
Love you.
Good night, everybody. Love you.
Bye.